The Serpent Speaketh, audiobook part 10, Daryl's Dream Journal, number 9. The garden is being rebuilt. There are plants sprouting up everywhere, and I walk through it cautiously, fearful that I'm going to upset the delicate balance that has been achieved here. The wind whispers that everything is perfect. The perfect balance between light and dark has been achieved. I walk around and everything does seem perfect, and I feel just as I should, too. The weather is warm and mild, the wind just ever so slightly breezy, the sun high in the sky amidst a blue backdrop. I walk past happy wolf packs playing with lambs. I walk past an orchard of apples growing softball-sized apples in the wild. In the distance, I see the people who are my family. Can I trust them? I ask the wind. Of course you can trust them, the wind says. Everything is perfect here. I nod and walk some more. Suddenly, a snake slithers out in front of me and I leap backwards in fear. What are you doing here? I ask. The snake laughs. I'm here to upset the balance. But you can't change anything here. It's perfect. The snake just laughs. You didn't realize it when you entered here, but the garden is dead. I'm here to bring it back to life. I scoff. Then, walking along, I realize that I am wearing glasses. I take them off and see the truth. There's nothing here but dead plants, the snake, and I. August 12th, 2012. It's been at least a month since I last wrote in this journal. At the time, I was afraid of what Cleo returning would do to my life, but it turned out to not be that big of a deal. I talked to my doctor to get an increase in meds, and life continued on as usual at home. My roommates created drama by either getting drunk or eating each other's food, and I continued to go to therapy and look for work. I started to get really busy with the interviews, and although I didn't find work, Clyde signed me up for some classes at school because he said I needed to do something and challenge myself. I saw Clyde and Summer over ice cream last week. Summer was really nice as usual, asking what I was doing and telling me not to worry about anything, not to get stressed out, while Clyde just sort of sat back and watched. I don't think Clyde was unsupportive, but he kept bringing up my happiness, saying I'm getting too comfortable, too complacent. As he was leaving, Clyde told me to keep taking chances and keep growing. I'm not sure what he really meant by that. He said we should really go hiking again sometime, but to tell the truth, I'm not sure I want to. I have a feeling he'll just preach to me if I do. Why can't he just let me be happy? I zoned out later that day while watching TV, remembering the good old days when Clyde and I would go fishing and play baseball, hide in the trees, and run from bees. Isn't it enough just to remember those happy days when we would sit outside because we didn't want to be inside with our parents arguing? Isn't it enough just to remember when I would shield Clyde's ears and divert him with stories so that he wouldn't notice the slamming of doors and breaking of glass? When I think back, things used to get really bad, and I would take my brother for a hike in the woods. We would pick flowers and tell stories about what we would do when we were older and able to make lives for ourselves. Isn't it enough just to look back on those times and remember the good things, the promises and the hopes that we had? Isn't it enough? Clyde wants me to push myself, but to tell the truth, it just seems like he wants to cause more pain. We'll live in the garden forever, I used to tell Clyde. Just you, me, and the serpent. Daryl's Dream Journal, number 10. In the dream, the serpent is there, and again, I don't know where I am, but I'm paralyzed as she stands above me, laughing. I ask her to help me to move, and she tells me that I chose to be this way, that I chose to not act. Worms crawl up my nose as she just stands there. Help me, I plead. She just stands there, laughing. I can hear my family and all sorts of activity going on in the distance. I close my eyes, wanting to block it all out, wanting it all to end, but it doesn't. It just gets louder and louder until the words and sounds pierce my flesh. I'm bleeding from my eyes and ears, and I strain like I've never strained before, hoping I don't give myself a hernia, only to stand up. I'm so proud of myself. I made it. I did it. But as I congratulate myself, I fall. I'm dizzy. I'm weak. I strain and strain, and after a lot of struggling, I sit up. The serpent looks astonished, but tells me the battle is not over yet. It may not be, I tell her, but I'm going to win this round. It can't be won, she tells me. Only survived. I don't look at her. I just continue to struggle and fight, and slowly, the worms drag me down. You chose this. You chose this, she reminds me. When I wake up, I'm in a cold sweat. Usually I would just roll over and try to sleep again, but today, something feels different. I feel different. I see Cleo in the hallway. I'm going to win, I tell her. She smiles, says nothing, and walks away.